Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Colred. Thank you for joining me. The portal is blue and we have a 2x Ancient Shard event going on today. So we're definitely going to be pulling some shards today. But I also want to talk about this particular event because it's in conjunction with the Emic Trunkheart Fusion event. And so we need to talk about, if you're just pulling shards, that's fine. Just go ahead and pull shards if you've saved up 8 Ancient Shards for the 2x event. And that's all you're really worried about. You're not doing part of the fusion. That's fine. But if you are part of the fusion, if you are going after this, we need to talk a little bit about what is going on with the fusion event. So we're going to start there. Now, obviously in the portal, you can see there is a 2x Ancient Shard event. So we know that that's going on. That's fine. I have 54 shards here, but there is a tournament going on. And this tournament is a Champion Chase tournament. Now, the Champion Chase tournament has 25 fragments for Firegun Isbell. If you did not do the second summon rush, if you planned out like I planned out that you weren't going to touch that summon rush and you were just going to go through the first summon rush and this champion chase, then you need to do this champion chase. And they have raised the total point total here to 3650. This is the highest point total we've ever seen. I'm pretty sure the second highest was last month. We've seen it a couple of times at 3200. So they've added an extra 450 points here. So after being very friendly with that second summon rush and the bonus legendary event and all the extra things, they had a Stag Knight guaranteed champion event. They seem to be, inflating prices here, maybe to get a little bit of that back. Maybe they felt like they were too generous. And so Plarium is trying to recoup some of their losses on that. I don't know. But definitely, I don't like this inflation. This is a significant amount of inflation when you think about it. We basically went up 450 points, which if you're at 3,000 points, that's a 15% increase. So it's a little bit less than 15% increase. And that's a lot from one fusion event to the next. Now, the good news about this particular Champion Chase tournament, remember, it is a Champion Chase tournament. So you're getting points from things other than shards. You don't have to just pull shards. So when you get points, we go here and we look, you get points from the champions that you get. So legendaries are 500, epics are 250, a rare is 10, uncommons and commons are 1. If you happen to pull voids, I would not recommend pulling voids for this event, but if you happen to pull voids, you can get 650 for a legendary, 350 for an epic, and 50 for a rare. Now, the reason the voids might come into play, even if you're not pulling shards, is that over here in your fragment summons, you might have, like I do, I have an Uros the Soul Cage. So he is a void legendary. And so I would be getting these points if I get 650 points for him if I decided to pull him today. The really good news here is that we've gotten a bunch of fragments for Firegun Isbell. So if you are on pace for this fusion, you should have at least 200 fragments worth of Firegun Isbell. Now you may have more. Like you can see here, I have 300. If you don't have 300 yet, you may want to delay pulling your shards. And the reason is we have all of these other events and going on right now. So you can see we have a champion training event. There's another 25 fragments there I haven't collected. I did complete the artifact enhancement event today because I wanted to get to that 300 shard mark. I keep saying shards, that 300 fragment mark. And I did, and I also wanted this Ancient Shard and Epic Skill Tome, so I went all in on the Artifact Enhancement event, which was good because I needed to gear out a couple of champions anyway, so it was a good time for me to do that. And then also here in the other tournaments, we have a Fire Knight tournament. I have completed that one, but if you haven't completed that one, go and pick up your fragments there. And then there are no more current ones. This Champion Chase tournament, you can't obviously, well, you could, I guess you could get all the way up to 3650, but I mean, that's sort of the goal, right? So these fragments aren't going to help you there. But if you were trying to go for these tomes, you could get another Firegun Isbell and then summon her, and then that would give you more points for these tomes. But remember, we have a classic arena takedown coming, and this is in 16 hours and 45 minutes. So there are going to be 25 more fragments there. Additionally, in the events, there is a Dungeon Divers event coming in 15 hours and 45 minutes. And this boosted summons lasts for 2 days and 15 hours. So you could delay a little bit The tournament here is, I think it coincides. It does. It's 2 days and 15 hours. So the Champion Chase tournament coincides perfectly with the boosted summons. So you could wait until the last day. You could wait until the last 6 or 8 hours, whatever what you can do with your schedule. And that's going to allow you to compile as many Firegun Isbell fragments as you can so that you can come in here and hopefully get at least 3 copies of her. That's going to be 750 points. If you watched my Fusion preparation video, my Fusion planning video for Emic Trunk Heart, you may remember that I recommended holding on to 60 to 80 Ancient Shards for this particular tournament, for this Champion Chase tournament. Also with the understanding that if you had like Fragment Champions saved up, that would mitigate the costs. Okay, so let's see how close we were. And also, do we need to change that estimate because of the inflation that we're seeing here with the 3,650 point, threshold for the Firegun Isbell reward? Okay, so we know that a legendary will return 500 points. We know an epic will return 250 points and a rare will return 10 points. And we also know what the expected rate of return is here on a 2x event. So we have a 1% chance of pulling a legendary, a 16% chance of pulling an epic, and that would leave 83% chance of pulling rares. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to calculate based on 100 pulls. That's always the easiest way to do it. So if we pulled 100 shards, we would be expecting 1 legendary. That'd be 500 points. Okay, we're going to add to that. We're going to add our expected points for epics. 16 epics at 250 points each. It's 4,000 points on epics. Okay, that's going to get us up to 4,500. And now we have 83 rares that we're going to pull, which is going to be 830 points. So if we pulled 100 shards, we would expect 5,330 points. Now, you could get more. Obviously, you could get less. It depends on how lucky you get. But if across all of us, across all the people pulling today, this should be pretty close to the expected return per 100 pulls, right? Is 5,330 points. So now we have to just figure out, how many points do we actually need? So we actually need, let's do this. We need 3,650. We're going to divide that by 5,330. So we only need 68% of the points that we would get out of 100 shards. So we just multiply that by 100 shards. And we are going to have to average 68.5 shard pulls to get our points for Firegun Isbell. Now, that is on target. We said 60 to 80 shards. I said 60. I thought 60 would be enough. But clearly I was hoping for maybe the 3,200, or maybe just a little bit of an increase to maybe 3,250, 3,300. But they've jumped all the way up to 3,650 points on this this tournament. So, we wanted to build in a little bit of extra leeway. So if you've saved your 80, you're probably in good shape. However, if you have held onto your fragments, we're going to be able to defray the costs here. So let's recalculate based on that. So we said that we could get, we need 3,650 points. And if you have 2 Firegun Isbells, you're going to subtract 500 points there. So you only need 3,150 once you've summoned your 2 fragment champions. Now we're going to divide that by the 5,330. So if you have 2 copies of Firegun Isbell waiting to be summoned here, you're going to be able to complete this with an average of 59 shards. Again, it could be less, it could be more depending on your luck, but that's the average expectation is going to be 59 here. I'm pulling 3 of the copies here, so I'm going to be able to save a few more shards. So I should be able to get down to about maybe 53, 54, 55 shards if I get the expected return. Again, if I get lucky, then it could be fewer. If I don't get lucky, it could be a lot more. Now, one other consideration for me and maybe for you is, do you have any additional fragment summons? And again, we do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Firegun Isbell. I'm going to pull her 3 copies. Then I'm going to pull some shards. I'm going to see where I stand. And then if I have to come back here and maybe pull Lady Erish or Taya down here to get over the hump, I will do that. Or maybe if I get lucky on my pulls and I can start to go for a couple of those legendary tomes, I can come in here and pull some champions, maybe pull Uros, the Soul Cage, or Eric's here to get those other legendary tomes. Again, as a free-to-play player, I'm always trying to max out my legendary tomes whenever I can get them. So if I'm already 80% of the way there, you can bet I'm going to put in some resources to get the rest of the way home. Let's start with these Fire Gun Isabel fragments. She is a cool looking champ. That is my 4th copy. For those of you who watched my last shard pull video, you'll remember I did hit on a Fire Gun Isabel from a shard. So in fact, I've got 4 copies of her now. And there's even a chance today that we could hit again, right? Some of you may hit during this event, which could also save you a little bit of headache on the last few days of the Fusion event. So either that, or maybe you can get an extra copy or an extra 2 copies and hold on to her, because she will be a valuable champion, especially if you don't have a Bommel solution yet. That she seems to be a very effective champion in that boss fight. Okay, so just looking at the points, we are at 750. I'm gonna wait for those rewards, I guess. And now let's go ahead and start pulling shards. I have 54 shards here. I'm gonna do like maybe 4 10 pulls and see where I stand in terms of points, especially if I hit on any legendaries. Again, the only legendaries that I'm really looking for are Duchess Lilitu and Prince Kymar. The epic that I need, the only epic, is Geomancer, so any of those would be huge for me. There are some other legendaries who would be fun, but I don't really need any other epics other than Geo. All right, let's go ahead and pull. Let's get something. I would like something in addition to the points. Doesn't matter what it is, just something. Something nice. A new champion I don't own. Giscard the Sigiled is our only epic here. Giscard is a decent epic. Not super exciting, but he's a solid epic. All right, there's our second one, Urtikata, who I always want to really like, but she's never done much for me. All right, so we're up to 4 epics. That's good. We're going to keep pulling here. Our point total is climbing. 5 epics. Burngiri, a very good epic there. Sakara. I have pulled a Sakara like 4 or 5 times in the last few shard pull events. So she seems to be following me around. This is our 4th 10 pull, I think. Banshee is a very good rare. Let's see some gold. Sandlash Survivor, very good epic. Shadowbow Turlock, good rare. Okay. So I don't think we have the points yet. I'm going to pull the last 10 pull here and see if we can take it home. Maybe we will get lucky and see some gold. Or maybe they're just going to blue tax us and not even give me an epic. Yeah, that's what they did instead. I am still shy. I am still quite a bit shy of the fragments here. That is disappointing. That is very disappointing. So clearly I'm behind pace. So what I'm going to do, I've saved up tons of gems here. I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to buy 2 more 10 packs. That takes me down to about 10,000 gems, which is where I want to sit. I'm not going to go beyond that. So let's go ahead and, all right, we only have space for 1 more 10 pull, but let's do it. We need some epics in this 10 pull. 2 epics, that's good. Okay, that's not too bad. So that gets us very close. So we are just 140 points shy here. Now, I haven't hit. It is a 2 times event, so I want to keep pulling. So I'm going to clear out some space in my vault, and then we're going to make some more pulls, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, I have cleaned out a little bit of space, so we're going to do at least 1 more 10 pull here and see if we hit. Come on, let's hit. Let's hit on something. We at least need enough points. If we get all blues, we don't get enough points. We don't have enough points. I really didn't want to do this, but I'm going to go buy 1 more 10 pack. All right, 1 more 10 pull. This should be enough to get us over the top. There we go. That's definitely enough. If we could get a couple more epics, we could get a tome. Maybe we can get a tome. Ambassador Lethalin, he was a fusion epic from the last fusion. Let's see where we stand with tournament points. We are just grinding this out with epics. How close are we to 4,500 points? We're still almost 900 points away. I do want those. I do want those books. And this is the way I think about this now, right? Here I say, if I could tell you, you could say for 1,800 gems, you could get a legendary tome. Would that be a worthwhile trade? On its own, just for 1,800 gems? You'd probably say yes. And then you have the opportunity to get all those champions in there as well. We've got space for 2 more 10 pulls. We need some epics at least. We need to see some purple. Come on. Dude, there we go. There we go. There we go. That's good. Grizzled Jarl and Armina. We've already pulled in Armina, so not super exciting. But we just need the points. That's over 500 points right there. Come on. Give me something. All blue tax. So just for the sake of nice round numbers, I've got 9 ancient shards. So if I buy 11 more, that'll take me up to 20. Now, again, this is one of those things where it's like, I don't want to recommend that you do this. I also don't want to recommend that you don't, right? It depends on where you are in your account. I find that buying shards for 2 times ancient shards events, that's really valuable, especially early on in your account. It's going to give you more opportunity to pull during good events and get more solid epics on your roster early in your account. Maybe a couple of lucky legendaries, you know, and depending on which ones you pull, it could really be a game changer for your account. So you can definitely spend these gems in the shop to get shards. The other thing here is I am in need of legendary tomes. I have like 10 legendaries I could 6-star, but I only have enough tomes for 2. So right now it is high value on legendary tomes. In addition, you know, I've already invested some of these shards for the fusion event, and I've been saving up tons of resources. So I have the resources here. I'm still going to have over 6,000 gems here. And I'm definitely, this is it. This is my last pull. I'm not going past this. I really didn't want to drop below 10,000, but I was expecting to hit a little bit better. I've been behind the rate here, and that's fine. My last shard event was a good shard event. If you watch that video, on my 2 legendaries, I got the extra legendary. That was really nice. I got Tyrant, Ixlamore, and Kandrafon, both really good champions that I hadn't owned. So I'm still in the hunt here. I do need to make a little bit more space, I think. Yep, I need to make 20 spots of space. So I'm going to go do that, and then we'll be right back. So I just wanted to show you, in case you're curious about how I'm making food, because we do have a fusion event going on right now. I'm just stockpiling 5-star chickens. So I've got all these chickens I've been making that are 5 stars. You can see I've leveled them up to 28. We do have a champion training tournament, I think, going on right now. So I'm getting points there. I've got a bunch of 5 stars. So I actually have enough 5-star chickens to promote 2 more 6 stars. And then in addition, I'm starting to make 4-star chickens, because remember, Firegun Isbel has to get to 5-star ascended. So I need to level her up as well. I'm going to try to do that during the champion training tournament. You can see I'm already most of the way to the Firegun Isbel fragments here. So yeah, I'm trying to always double dip, triple dip, just like we talk about with free to play resources. And so as I'm getting these ancient shards, if I need to, I am also leveling up the champion training, and I'm getting food available for the Firegun Isbel and also for Emic Trunkheart. When I collect him, I'm going to have those 5-star chickens available to promote him to 6 stars. All right, so we have our 20 last ancient shards. This is it. This is all of my pulls. I will not be going past this, but we're hoping to get at least 1 more legendary tome, and maybe we'll get lucky and we'll hit on a late pull legendary. No, but 3 epics. That should actually get us over the top by itself, I think. Let's go look. All right, so it hasn't updated yet, but we know that we're over the 5,500 mark. So this will update us. Now we've got to decide, do we want to actually pull and get into this last bit, or should we just save our 10 fragments? And I still have not hit on a legendary, and I made the space, and they're my last 10 fragments. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them. And let's just hope for a late, last second gold. Let's see if we can do this. I mean, I don't know how many shards we pull here. It's been like 120. Yes, really? Wow. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. That's crazy. On our last shard, we did hit gold. It is one of the worst legendaries in the entire game. He is just not a good champion as far as I understand. But let's go ahead and look at him. That's wild that it was gold. I got really excited for a second, then I saw it was noble. There is actually an upside to noble, though, that we're going to talk about in just a moment. So let's go. I think he's, what was he? Shadowkin, right? Okay, so let's look at his reviews. All red. Oh, wait. Phantom Shogun's Grove. He's got 1 yellow review here. But yeah, very, very bad legendary. But that's okay, because he actually has a sort of secret ability, I guess that you would call that, which is that he is Ninja's Empowerment Champion. So let's go here to the Guardian Ring, go to Empower Champions. And if I want to empower Ninja, I can use Noble as my empowerment champion. Now, Ninja is a very important champion on my account. This might be the best use of this Noble because I'm never going to build him and I don't need him for faction crypts. So I would get 10% attack, 10% HP, defense, more resistance, more accuracy, and my Ninja would be empowered 1 level. So that may be what I do with this guy, but that's not bad. That is not bad for a last shard legendary. Okay. We're going to go collect our rewards. Got some energy. We got the fragments. We got 2 legendary tomes, which is excellent. That's going to help us book out Emic Trunkheart when we get him. And we can see we're also sitting in 8th place. So we may recoup 80 of those gems. I don't know. We could easily get past. But also remember that this is a champion chase tournament. So all of the champions that I get from farming campaign, any champions that you get from any other sources, whether you're collecting fragments in Doom Tower, you get a login reward champion, anything like that will add points to your champion chase tournament. So we still have an opportunity to climb here. And there are some mythic rarity relentless pieces up here that might even be worth going after if we happen to be farming a lot of campaign and we're just climbing and we get close and this doesn't go up too far. Probably not, but I'd like to stay at least in the gem territory. So that was a whole lot of gems that we spent today. That was a whole lot of shards that we pulled. I hope you had better luck than I did in terms of hitting your, hopefully legendary earlier on or getting your points earlier on so that you didn't have to dip into your reserves like I did. But that being said, I did get some value out of it. Obviously, I can empower Ninja. I got a lot of food for the champion training event, and I'm preparing for upgrading my fire gun Isbels now. All right, so that is it for me. This video ran way longer than I expected to. I hope you had fun. I definitely, that last little hit there with that legendary gave me a boost of adrenaline, even if it was an awful legendary. Just seeing that gold lightning kind of come onto your screen, that's always a just fun moment. So thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you had good luck with your shard pulls. Put in the comments below, who did you hit on? How many shards did you have to pull? Did you get a legendary really early on? How are you doing with the Fire Gun Isbel collection? Are you going to have enough fragments in order to get her, all the copies of her you need to get the Emic Trunkheart fusion? So definitely put those in the comments below. Feel free to like this video or drop a subscribe to the channel. Come join our Discord community. The link will be in the description of this video. Thanks for hanging out. I've been Colred. I will see you in another video soon.